and welcome to my channel. So today we're on part 10, oh my god, part 10 of our Enchanted Dragons colour along. So if you've not seen the previous parts of this colour along, I will pop a link up in the top corner there. That takes you to a playlist, and that will, you know, you can go to the first one or pick up where you left off. But yeah, this is how far we've got so far. And I think the plan today, because obviously we're starting to get close to the end now, but this bit is a bit boring to do, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna do a bit of this, and then we'll probably take a break and do either some leaves here, or I was thinking, now that we know that we're not gonna run out of gel pens, because, you know, I've safely still got a whole spare pack, I think I might go back and fill in some of these blanks that we left in case we did run out of ink, because we know the colour isn't going to vary now. And then that way, especially with the border, it means that when we come to do this border, we can just fill it in straight away and not have to leave gaps. So, and then we can come back and do a bit more tail, if you know what I mean. And then that way it kind of breaks up the monotony of doing that same repetitive task of doing this tail. I think when we get down to this bit where it starts to get really narrow, we'll kind of start ignoring obviously some of these as individual scales, because it's just not practical to do it. But yeah, so let's get started. Let's just not forget to put our paper underneath. So we've got some cushioning, and we'll get so we've got the orange, the red and the yellow of our glitter gel pens. And yeah, let me just get you zoomed in and in from the side, and we'll get cracking on this tail. See you in a second. Right then, 3 gel pens. Let's start cracking on this. So if it's going to be even, if I'm going to have it darker, obviously I'm going to work to have it darker on this inside thing. When I say darker, I just mean a bit more red. So let's just see how it goes. I am gonna do it individually, like I was before, because it kind of made the colours weird if I just treated that whole inner and outer circle as one scale. I can do that up there where it's smaller, but I think these are just still too big. It looks too weird. Well, not weird, but it stands out that you're doing it a different way. And on some of these bigger ones, we'll use a bit of orange. On the right side, these ones are obviously, as you're just doing little splodges, you can whip through them quite quickly. So even though there are lots of little bits, they are obviously also quicker to do. But yeah, this bit is starting to... I can still do the leaves. I don't know what it is about leaves and bricks. I can do lots of them before I start getting antsy. But this is yeah, it's just starting to... I'm starting to feel a bit frayed around the edges with doing scales. But as I say, this bit now, they are short and sweet. You can see I'm just doing like dab, dab, splodge, dab, splodge, just to make sure it's you know, oops, I did the double dab. That's okay. We want it to be uneven, remember? That's part of what I was trying to say with the dabbing and the splodges. It's fine, we're just doing a bit of random really. So again, just where we've got some of the bigger spaces, we can pop in some orange just to smooth that blend. into the yellow. I think by the time we get up there, we're going to be treating it more like we treated those, where we just pick random scales and just colour them individually as one colour, and that should bring up the effect we want. Yeah, every now and again, did I do that one? Yes, I did. Every now and again, I'm just going to try and sort of pause and look, sort of just take a step back, not a literal step back, but you know, try and keep an eye on the overall picture, just to make sure I'm not like doing too much red or too much gold or too much of any colour, really, because what we don't want is for our tail to have splotches. It's like, oh, it's more yellow there and then it's more red, especially as we're doing them in sections. We want it to be, whilst we want things to be random, we also want it to be relatively consistent. So but yeah, you can see I am just, at this point, I'm just doing this quite quickly because there's so many of them and they're getting smaller. Right, so but yes, this bit requires a bit of patience, which is why I'm I'm starting to feel it. I am not known for my patience. It's weird. I definitely have a boredom threshold, but it seems to vary. As I say, leaves, it takes me a long time to reach my boredom threshold on a leaf or a brick. Other things though, I'll be doing it for 5 minutes, and I know I'm not going to last long doing these, which is another reason why I'm trying to do them quite quickly, because the more I do, the faster I do them, the more I do before I hit that. That's a bit, let's put some orange in there because that's got a bit too yellow. Ooh! Oh, nearly. No ink hit the paper though. Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying, with me, it's not like, oh, once I've done 10 scales, that's when I get bored. It's not. It's when I've been doing scales for 10 minutes sort of thing. It's more of a timer where I start getting cranky. I'm like this when I go shopping. I think I might have been born with the wrong chromosome or something, because I hate shopping. I mean, I'll do food shopping and stuff, but you know, go to when I go to Florida and there's like the factory outlets and stuff like that, there are people I know who could stay there all day. In fact, my other half, he could window shop there all day and maybe not even buy anything. He'd just be happy looking. Me, no, I don't have that patience. But it comes on me quite quickly. Like, I'll be like, right, let's go as quickly as possible to do the important things first, the things that matter, you know, the shops we really want to go to, and hopefully we can get them all done before I start getting antsy. So we'll go to visit some shops and he'll be happily looking, and then I can feel it coming on, so I'll be like, right, prioritise, because I'm starting to get fidgety, and then he'll know to stop window shopping and start buying if he wants something. And I don't know what it is. It's not even like whether I want to purchase something or not. I get fed up, like, even when I'm buying things for myself. So it's not like because we're buying things for him or anything and I'm not getting anything. I don't have that patience. I don't care enough. Amazon, on the other hand, I can browse for hours. Isn't that weird? But yeah, you could send me to a big factory outlet or something with, you know, unlimited funds, and I would still get bored in the same amount of time. I just have this patience threshold, which in most cases is quite low. Which is why, as well, when I colour, when I get to the end of the month for, you know, getting ready for my completed pages, as I approach that, I start finishing pictures faster and faster, because I have no problem having multiple pictures on the go at once. In fact, I always do. This month, so this is October that I'm doing this, and in my completed pages coming up, I did 4 buddy colours, and I was doing all 4 of them at once, like literally colouring all 4 pictures up at the same time over a period of about 2 weeks. And obviously I finished them at different times, but all 4 of them were on the go at the same time, and I didn't have a problem with that. That's just how I roll, and how I combat because I get bored doing the same picture. But I don't get bored of the picture, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. So I'm actually doing quite well on this one. I mean, I have been slow with this, but when most of my filming problems has been just either because I haven't had the time to film, or I haven't had the light. And now I'm kind of getting forced to do it regardless of what the light's like, because I've given up waiting for the weather to improve this month. It's just, I can't put things on hold forever. But if not for that, I probably would have finished this colour along a bit sooner. Well, I definitely would have, because I could have filmed it. But yeah, I've enjoyed this one. Apart from just now getting to my threshold of scales, I have really enjoyed doing this colour along. And I hope you are too. Especially if you was brave. I know not everybody, I mentioned it right at the start, not everybody sees gel pens as a colouring medium. They see it as more of, you know, embellishments or a mandala or something like that. They don't see it as something to colour as a, you know, an entire picture. So in a way, that's why I wanted to do it, because I wanted to challenge that, you know, kind of mindset. That anything you like, if you enjoy a medium, if you enjoy watercolours or pencils or pens, felt, it doesn't matter. Just choose what makes you happy. Gel pens make me happy. Or rather, glitter does. just do some in where I'm starting the base colour as orange as opposed to the red, just to mix it up a bit. Okay, so this isn't actually, I'm actually getting through this a bit faster than I expected, so maybe this won't be so bad. I mean, obviously we still won't be finished today, but hopefully we'll get the bulk of it done. And if there's not much left to do when we come back in that final part, then that would be good. That would be very good. I mean, ideally, if we've just got a little bit of the scales to do, and then if we can fill in those missing gaps, or most of them, probably we'll leave the scales on the dragon, considering the reason we're hopping about the page is to avoid scale fatigue, shall we call it. And probably won't do the missing scales up on the dragon today, but if all we've got left is a little bit of tail next time, and then we've just got, I don't know, I was thinking about doing some of the black shading as well today. We'll see. I'm not planning to do a whole lot of shading on this. We just want to bring in a little bit of contrast. Oh, that's a bit symmetrical, isn't it? I'll have to... Let's bring that down. Right. Yeah, and I was thinking just if we do a bit of black shading on the leaves, just on this border, oh, you can't see it, on the border area, because this border is darker anyway. She's given us shading. So I think if we do a bit of shading there on those leaves, just to emphasize that contrast, then that'll make the border really look like a proper frame. I mean, it does, but we're just going to emphasize it more. Right. I need a bit of red in there. I've lost a bit of red there. And introduce a bit more red in here. Gone a little bit too orangey. But yeah, the thing I'm learning, and I'm still learning this, or at least I know it in my head what I need to do. I just can't bring myself, you know, the guts to do it because it's quite bold. But contrast is what makes a picture. So being brave with your shadows and also being brave with your highlights, it looks really weird when you look at it close up, but it's one of those things that just looks fantastic when you're just looking at it a bit further away. And I'm still having trouble getting past that bit in my head where I can see it looks weird close up. And I need to deal with that. I'm getting there a little bit. But yeah, contrast and highlights, that's what makes, you know, putting those finishing touches on the picture. So I'm doing it, but I kind of do it half-hearted. I do it, but I don't commit to it massively. It's a chicken. But, you know, we'll get there. I never used to do it at all at the start, so baby footsteps and all that sort of stuff. Okay, we'll just do a little bit more. I actually thought I'd only get like to here by the end of the, before I started getting twitchy, but we're here already. I'm happy. See if we let's aim for there. Splodge, 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 splodge. Obviously on these smaller ones we're less worrying now about there being a solid, you know, a very obvious yellow highlight. We just hope. Hence I am trying to do it in the curves a little bit, curve, you know, movement. But if I just do that, that works too. enough red there. We are still obviously having to do it like in small sections because we are still blending to a degree, so we need that gel, you know, the ink from the gel pen to still be at least remotely blendable. Alright, one more little section I think, and then we'll do some leaves. Do some leaves and then we can come back and maybe do a little bit, like, I don't know, not much, like 10 minutes of tail at the end. I'm definitely right. And obviously I'm not even trying to blend with the red and the orange. I'm just doing little splodges, as you can see. I'm gonna rely on the yellow to blend it out. Yeah. I'm just gonna, because I've missed out that one there. I like to finish in an evenish line. That's just the OCD in me triggering. Alright, let's stop the tail now for a bit, and we'll go and do some of those patches, them leaves that we left patches. Right, so let's start with these two, and then we'll move in and do that bunch as well. We've got our paper here too. Oh, look, what a surprise, a hair fell out of my head. We'll use the paper over the, I mean the gel pen is dry, but we're obviously going to get glitter all over our hand if we lean on it now, so let's not do that. We'll make these dark green, I think, because we've got the lighter green surrounding a lot of this. Though down here we got, yeah, no, we've got light green there. So yeah, let's do this dark green. These leaves won't take us long because one, there's not very many of them, but two, they don't take very long to do anyway. So yeah, this is just a way to just have a small break from doing those scales. Just mix things up a bit. Still no smudges, by the way. Oh, I'm going to be so annoyed if I just do some huge smudge right on that last bit of tail or something. But yeah, so far so good. I've managed to not put my hand in hand gel. God, as if we haven't seen enough hand gel in our lifetimes this last 6 months. Yeah, but no, I haven't put my hand in the glitter gel. Right, what shall I do this? We should, do you know what, let's do, I've got quite a lot of dark here, so yeah, let's do these, even though it's the outline ones. I do sometimes do outline ones, the light green. Do you know what I've forgotten? Let me just push my paper, my wedge of paper underneath. Because we're right off in the spine, it helps it not jump up and down. But I should have done that anyway to stop the print coming off. Well, not done much. I mean, it's not the end of the world. If you forget, only if you're doing it in alcohol markers. And then you're stuffed. Just a little bit of glitter stuck in the nib there. So I had to tap it out. If I remember, I'll edit out the horrible hammering noises that I make when I do that. Be careful about this leaf because I think I'm going to do that in the darker green because that's kind of part of that stem. else have we got? Let's do this bit under the belly. And I think I will do that in the lighter green. And now we'll just very gently shift this up because we've got a little bit here. And what have we got? So we've got light and we've got dark, so we can do whatever we like there. So as I prefer the light green, I think I will stick with that. Do you know what? I should have done the top first, because you know, obviously if you remember, it's symmetrical up the top, and now I might have to save doing that part for next time. Wait for this gel pen that we've just worked on to dry. Like I say, I would absolutely kick myself if I had a big splodgy gel pen smearing incident at this stage. To get so far. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you do smudge it. Like I was mentioning before, quite often, the same with where I go over the edge, maybe a little accident here or there. If it's small, then in the grand scheme of things, nobody's even going to notice. So let's do some of this. We'll leave the border for now. We'll work on this in a bit, and then if we feel inclined, where's my paper again? If we feel inclined, we can finish off with the border because it's obviously on the outside edge. So yeah, let's get the dark green out and do some of these leaves in the darker green. think I'll make this one dark green. Or I'll make those other two the lighter green because they're on that stem. These in the light green. I'm going to switch there to the dark. Yeah, getting a nice bunch of these leaves done now. I like doing leaves. Didn't I mention I like doing leaves? maybe 100 times. But the good thing about doing them in this scenario is filling up a lot of the page, so they're always good for morale. And I think we'll switch back to light green. You can see there's no rhyme or reason about what colour I choose, whether I do the light green or the dark green. I just switch it up every now and again just so it's you know, mixed up a bit. Do a few more, I think, because I'm starting to get close to the edge of the camera frame as well, and I cannot move this book anymore because it's just a tripod hazard. So let me just do these last few. It's a good place to stop on the leaves anyway, and then we'll finish up. We'll just do 10 minutes on the dragon tail again before we stop, and then that'll be a good position because we've not got that much to do on the dragon tail as it is. We can definitely finish that up in the next part, and the leaves are obviously not a problem because they're super fast to do. So if we're not too slow next time, we've just got the shading. Oh, and the eye. We just got the shading, the eye, a little bit of leaves, a little bit of tail. So we might be able to get it done in the next part completed. If not, either it'll be, next part will be like a really long part, or part 12 will be a really short part, if you know what I mean. Because we're nearly there. If it does go 12 parts, so yeah, that means the picture, I mean, generally these videos have been maybe a little over an hour, most of them. I think a few of the early ones I tend to start these things shorter and then build up. But I think that must put us around, if it does go 12 videos, it probably puts us about 15 hours colouring time, which is quite a lot, but it is a double page spread and it is very detailed. So I think that's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Right. Yes, that is where I'm going. Oh no, let's just do them ones. Right, let's put the pens down and we will, let me just fix this and we'll finish off with some tail. Right then, back to our three red, yellow, orange. I've just put my paper because there is a little bit of, you can't see it, it's just out of viewfinder, but there's obviously the leaves we've just done, so I've just gently placing that over the top so that I don't have any mishaps. And we'll just do this for, as I say, we'll just do this for a couple of minutes. Because I actually got further than I thought I was going to do in the first stretch. I thought I was going to be stopped about here. So this is all kind of bonus in my eyes. But I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to get so fatigued with doing these stupid scales that I'll be like, oh, I don't want to come back and do part 11. So yes, it definitely is quicker though, because we're only doing some little dashes of colour, just as long as we don't do it too symmetrically, which is a risk now because a lot of the scales are quite symmetrical, the pattern I mean. also must make sure that in my haste I'm not, because some of these gaps are really small, I don't want to leave any white speckles. We want this whole thing, even the black bits, to be completely covered with the glitter gel pen. Yeah, it's getting just completely random now. The scales are so small. I don't even think I'm gonna try and get it in the, I'm just gonna go into anywhere within the circle. Which actually makes it easier if you're not trying to follow the pattern. And then I'm just doing little circular motions with this yellow and hoping that will do the business of blending. We can always come in at the end if something's a bit too yellow, like I'm going to come back to that little bit up. Well, you can't see it. Oh, there's a little patch up there that I thought was a bit too yellow. It might be fine on yours because obviously we're all going to be doing this different. Or you might like the yellow patch. Right, just a little bit more then. We'll just get to this little square because look, it goes to, there's some bigger circles there, so we'll just get this bunch of small ones done, and that's, well, we'll call it for today. And if you remember rightly, we're trying to, well, I am trying to have it just a little bit more red this side than that side, because that's like the inner thing. It's not much of a shadow, but if there's going to be any sort of emphasis, then we'll do it over here. do that one because I've started to do that and it was a bit uneven. Alright. There we go. Let's stop there. Let me just zoom you out so you can see what we've done on the overall picture. And yeah. Right, there we go. Oh, we're nearly there. We're so nearly there. Okay, so we've just got that little bit to do. And then we've just got these little bits of leaves and a bit of the border to do. We've got a couple of bits up the top here to also finish in the border. But that's like nothing. That will take no time. Same as these few little scales we've left in here and a bit of his spine. Again, 2-3 minutes, and then we've got the eye. And then, so I think probably that's only going to take 20 minutes maybe to, well, half an hour with all the leaves. Half an hour, and then we'll just do, because if you remember, that's the ones, I've done those leaves where I've just put in a little bit of shading. And we'll just do that, as I say, in this outside border, just to give that a little bit more oomph and make sure that it does look like a frame. And then I'll also plan to do just a little bit on some of these scales, not all of them. I don't think I could cope with doing all of them, but some of these will just give it a little bit of shading, and then that will give it a bit more 3D effect. But yeah, we're gonna do it. So yes, I think, barring disaster, the next part will be the last part. We're nearly there, folks. I hope you're still with me. Are you still with me? Give me a thumbs up. Yay! Okay, thank you so much for watching. That's the end of part 10. See you for part 11. I hope you have a great day. Take care and see you again soon. Bye for now.